Rugby League's greatest servants. All these people have turned up in their thousands to say farewell to a local hero. Junior, his nickname, Wayne Pearce, he's known as to us over here. One of the most popular figures ever to grace the game, both in Australia and in this country too. It was March the 30th, 1980, when Wayne Pearce made his first grade debut. And on Sunday, August the 19th, 1990, Wayne Pearce led the Tigers out at the Leichhardt Oval for the very last time. There are literally thousands of people here to say farewell to this fellow. It's a fitting tribute to one of the great servants of the game, a member of the 82 touring team that became known as the Invincibles under Max Krilich's captaincy. He was injured in '86. 1988, he was brought back in Australia and faced the Lions again. The balloons head skywards, firecrackers crackle away in the background. The game, perhaps not as important as the emotion of this occasion. And I'm sure it won't be lost on this fellow either. Peter Sterling leading the Parramatta Eels out and into his last encounter with Wayne Pearce. A great day for all concerned, and a big day, of course, for everybody inside the Leichhardt Oval. Well, emotions running high. Here's the lineup for the Tigers: Jack, McCarry, Grant, McCann, O'Brien, Brasher and Parrish. Wayne Pearce, the skipper there at lock, Hardwick, John Alliance, Edmed, Benny Elias and Bruce Maguire. I wonder if Parramatta will be the party spoilers or whether they'll enjoy the day. Lydiard at fullback, Krankovic, Jackson, Bell, Martin, Kenny and Sterling, what a partnership at halfback, Laurie, Johnson, Langford, Drake, Greentree and Goodwin. There's the referee, Greg McCallum. It's an emotional day at Leichhardt. Let's join our commentary team, and they are the fellows who talk weekly to the Australian Channel 10 network.
So Greg McCallum blows time on, and we're underway. Scott Mann gets proceedings started at Leichhardt. It's down for John Elias. Immediately giving it away to McGarry. And of course everyone congratulates the Australians on that fine victory against New Zealand today over in Wellington. Now Maguire, he'll be out for a big game today. Here's John Elias, runs straight into Sterling. Benny Elias, caught by Kenny on the fifth tackle. And McCann, down for Krankovic. And he's quickly upended. Four Balmain defenders in a semicircle waiting for him. It's across for Sterling. And then for Langford. 32 metres away from the Parramatta line. Fuller running was Peter Johnson. What thoughts will be going through Wayne Pearce's mind, Rex? You played your last game at Brookvale so many years ago. What went through your mind?
Many long years ago, 63. Feelings of deja vu, feelings of it's all over and all that sort of thing. I think the main thing is that you're finishing your football career at a time when you still really feel you can keep going, but age catches up with you, of course.
So Parramatta caught offside. And Gary Jack will look for touch from 5 metres inside his own half. Billy Anderson's sideline. You must be caught up in the emotion of the day.
I sure am, Ian, but sentiment doesn't win football games, although it can help in some respects. And all the feeling here today is for the Balmain Tigers. I just hope that they can go on with the job and reward their supporters.
Now O'Brien is 30 metres out from the Parramatta line. Here's Edmed. Runs straight into Johnston. Now McCann's made the mistake. Picked up by Brett Kenny. Langford. Penalty is going to go Parramatta's way. Talking of Wayne Pearce, let's talk about Brett Kenny, Billy Anderson. It's a big day for him.
It sure is. His wife presented him with a baby boy, their third child, about 5 hours ago, Ian. I know he hasn't slept all night. I spoke to him before the match. He said he'd either have a blinder or go to sleep.
Well, on behalf of all of us here at 10, congratulations to Brett and his wife. Now, great opportunity now for Parramatta. Greentree with the restart for Krenkovic, who runs straight into Edmed, right on the 22. Maguire in there to assist.
This Greentree's a likely lad too. He's a very, very strong player. Very, very hard in the tackle. Hard to put down. And they've got him in at the hooking role today. It'll be interesting to see how he goes in a step up in class.
Drake will play the football for Parramatta. Just inside the 22. It's with Sterling. Zia ran onto it and found Krenkovic. Krenkovic beat one. And is pulled down by Maguire, only 8 metres short of the line. Balmain under pressure. Leichhardt dummy half for Sterling. The little kick ahead. Elias, Benny Elias back there to clean it up.
Yeah, great work there by Elias to read that play as he does, comes across the goal mouth on the State Bank replay and really gets Balmain out of trouble. That looked a good kick.
So a little bit of pressure for Balmain. Brasher will play it. Now Gary Jack. That's some very keen Parramatta defence. Mann and Sterling. The crowd cheers as Pearce brings it up and gets pushed back a couple of metres.
Yes, the Parramatta players don't feel sentimental about him, do they?
Not at all. Now McCann down towards the halfway mark, bouncing for Leichhardt. It's taken an awful long time to be able to get to it. And he beat Grant. Parrish was finally there to get him. Now Bell across field as his legs chopped, still able to keep going. Bell will play it 30 metres out from the Balmain line with Sterling. Here's Kenny in quick hands. Beautiful pass for Mann. Inside. Oh, this is a great try. Laurie will score.
Quality football from Parramatta, little doubt about it. They're not overawed by the fact of the sentiment of the Parramatta club. Sterling, very, very good pass out there to Kenny. Kenny offloads it nicely to Jackson, and he's given it to Mann. Mann comes back inside. Jack gets a pass away there on the inside to Laurie. And Laurie in for a very, very good try. This is a quality bit of football. Greentree, the nice pass to Sterling. The cutout pass from Sterling to Kenny. Jackson's out there. Out to Mann. Mann gets the pass nicely. Back on the inside to Laurie, and Laurie goes in. The fact that he loses the ball immediately doesn't mitigate against a try. He got it down fairly and squarely. The ball left his hands the moment he had grounded it. Here it is. Watch it carefully. You'll see him get the ball down absolutely right. Bang. Up she goes.
Scott Mann, 10 metres in from touch. Plenty of height, and the direction is astray, however. Flagged away, can't have the extras, but Parramatta have the early lead over Balmain, 4-0. McCann with the restart for the Balmain Tigers. Straight away down to Sterling. And Mann brings it up towards the 22. Now here's Goodwin. This Parramatta side have been a semi-final chance for the last 4 or 5 weeks, I guess. They would have been disappointed with Manly beating Western Suburbs yesterday. Greentree.
They weren't the only ones. There was a lot of disappointment among the Manly supporters at the way the side battled so hard, but they did get a win, and that's what it's all about.
You don't want to give the points back.
No, I won't give the points back.
Now Gary Jack back on his own 22. Got past Goodwin. Still going. Good run from the fullback, and then crash. Run straight into Drake. O'Brien. Nowhere to go. Very bunched, Balmain. Pearce. Gee whiz, the hits on Pearce are quite incredible.
Yes, they're showing their appreciation of him as a good footballer, really belting him every time he touches the football. Little tiny knock on there.
Sterling with the scrum feed. With the feed, Kenny, Leichhardt. McCann was up very quickly to get him. Now here's Kenny. Jackson. The pass has gone forward from Jackson.
Yeah, it's just a touch too hard there. The opportunity was on, but Kenny just delivered the pass just a fraction too hard to Jackson. The ball ricochets up in the air, taken by Mann, and that's an unforced error.
So Parrish gets the scrum feed. He's certainly a man for all seasons.
Well, surely he's one of the biggest halfbacks going around in the Winfield Cup at the moment, isn't he? He started out as a centre, went to hooker, became a second rower, and now he's back at halfback.
McCann. 35 out from the Parramatta line. Benny line shouted a couple of times. And here's Parrish again for Pearce. With Parrish, and then for Brasher. Gary Jack into the back line and crunch. Down he goes. Peter Johnson. 5 tackles gone for the Tigers. Elias will put it in the air. And it's gone straight up in the air. Elias was there first. It actually kicked it soccer style back to Gary Jack, who's kicked it over. Are we playing soccer here?
I don't know, that looked curiously like it. I thought Benny Elias did a good job of trapping the football there from the bomb. But the way he kicked it back to Jack gave Jack no opportunity.
It's 4-0 to Parramatta. We're right on the halfway mark, and here comes Drake.
This is a bloke I'm sure could be a much better footballer if he could get speed off the mark. He's just too sluggish to get moving. He's a big strapping lad. I wish the Parramatta club had put him into spikes to get him training.
Krinkovic with the football. Still going across field. He got past about 3 defenders, straightening now and gets to the halfway mark.
Yeah, Balmain players dropping off tackles at the moment.
And the penalty's going to go to Parramatta. Balmain up inside the 5 metres. So Mann has come up and he'll take a shot for goal. A huge crowd here at Leichhardt Oval. So Scott Mann missed with his first shot. This is about 38 metres out. He's really got under that. Plenty of height, but the direction is well astray. So there's no change to that score. Still 4-0 to Parramatta as the Tigers try to bring it away from this danger area. Brasher is thrown to the ground. Now here's Pearce. Grant. This is a very committed Parramatta defence.
Yes, they're not playing like a side that have got no hope in the semi-finals, are they? They're playing very, very strongly at this stage. Early days, of course, but they're playing like a team that really wants to cause an upset.
And of course, Parramatta will take on Manly next Friday night.
Yes, well, I hope they're a little less committed next week.
It's a good run from Leichhardt. Mann will play it just inside the Balmain half. Goodwin. Hardwick and Parrish in there with the defence. Goodwin resented something in the tackle. Kenny, a pass along the ground. Krinkovic is having trouble. Kenny is, well, that was just a comedy of errors. It's been picked up by James Grant. They're being chased by Kenny, and Kenny's got him. Grant's lost the football as well. There was a foot over the touchline. Everything happened.
Oh, astonishing stuff here. This is just one of those things that happens out of the blue. We're just seeing the tail end of it. But this is Grant in strong pursuit as Kenny, and Kenny gets him over the sideline. His legs, the ball stayed in the field of play. But while he was in contact with the football, the ball was over the sideline.
Extraordinary passage of play. Penalty has gone Parramatta's way. Leichhardt will look for touch from just inside his own quarter.
Well, there are those that say, and I have been one of them, that Kenny's lost his pace. He didn't show it on that occasion. He gave Grant about 3 or 4 metres start and caught him.
Yeah, picked him up very smartly. Greentree with the restart for Krinkovic. Oh, Maguire. Oh, Bruce Maguire's come up with the football as well. Oh, that was a magnificent tackle. John Elias. Penalties have gone Parramatta's way 3-2. The crowd's starting to get behind the Balmain side now.
Getting a bit of a roll on now.
Elias for Edmed, who's put it down. Mark Laurie has picked it up for Parramatta. Well, these handling mistakes are really becoming costly for Balmain, Bill.
Certainly are. I think at times that it's just a little bit of untidiness out of the dummy half in the first pass area, and the forwards haven't quite got their rhythm.
Well, they're going to get the penalty.
Yes, well, he didn't actually play the football. He just put it between his legs, according to Mr. McCullum. We'll see it again on the State Bank replay. Quite right. The ball just went careering through his legs, wasn't touched by the foot. And that's a pretty horrendous error from a former international.
McCann, who's kicked 15 goals for the season. An opportunity to put the Balmain Tigers on the scoreboard. It was wide the moment it left his boot. So the Tigers can't get on. It's 4-0 to Parramatta. Leichhardt with the restart for Parramatta. Down for Gary Jack. Got away from Kenny. Jackson's got him. Now here's McCann. Runs straight into Goodwin and Langford. Edmed beat the first tackle and takes play inside the Parramatta half. Pearce. Johnson with the tackle on Pearce. Parrish. 5 tackles used up by Balmain. Elias following the kick through, bouncing for Brasher. Penalty has gone to Parramatta. It's against a Balmain play. May have been Brasher.
Yes, the State Bank replay. Now watch this as they come to the ball. The ball's bouncing. Elias pushes, I believe. Yeah, Brasher's the man. Evidently the referee has seen. Brasher's the man that pushed the Parramatta player.
So we're back to just about the halfway mark for the restart. Greentree. John Elias making the tackle on him. Now it's back for Johnson.
Johnson's playing very committed fashion. He's very strong. Gets himself through the tackle, getting to the advantage line. That's good stuff.
Matt Goodwin. 10 metres inside the Balmain half. With Sterling. Now for Leichhardt. Beautiful tackle. Gee whiz, that was Damien McGarry coming in with a great tackle on Jason Bell. And there's another fine hit. And that's the man of the moment, Wayne Pearce with that one. Sterling, wrong foot of Elias. Got the kick in, and it's foul touch. Marvellous kick from the little fella.
Yes, rubbing salt into the wounds. Benny Elias was the one that he beat on that occasion. No disaster for Elias. He's wrong-footed by a champion like Sterling, but that kick that he put in was absolutely beautiful. Takes play to within about 8 metres of the Balmain line.
Parrish with the feed. It's with Brasher. Now it's with Grant. Caught by Kenny. Gary Jack from dummy half. Here's O'Brien. Got away from one. Got away from Johnston. Finally caught by Jackson. Crowd trying to entice Mr. McCallum to catch Parramatta offside as Elias gets it away to John Elias. Come away for O'Brien. O'Brien down the flank. Turns it back in for Pearce. And then for Gary Jack, who puts it down.
Well, continuing the flood of errors that have come, this was excellent play by the Balmain side. Pearce gets it there, back into Jack. The pass came to him hard. It seemed to hit him on the chest and ricochet out of his hands. Balmain must guard possession a little bit more. They're being a little bit slap hazard with it.
Sterling with the scrum feed for Kenny. He's caught by Brasher. Mann. Right on the 22. Here's Greentree. Still 4-0 to Parramatta over Balmain. Leichhardt, a little chip and chase. A couple of Parramatta players there picked up. Leichhardt, this juggle it. This will be a try. They won't catch him. Oh, that's magnificent stuff.
Absolutely beautiful football there. And we talk about Leichhardt. There are a pair of brothers going around in the competition at the moment who both of them very fleet of foot. Now, this is beautiful stuff. Leichhardt, the little chip kick over the top. Barnes onside. The bounce is good. Ball short of Jack. Mann gets the ball quickly, immediately back into Leichhardt as soon as he took the ball from the bounce, and Leichhardt sprints away and scores a try without a hand being laid on him. Absolutely beautiful. From low level, watch it again. Leichhardt, little toe poke. Notice the way his boot was pointing up in the air so that the ball would go high. Leichhardt got that pass from Mann, had to juggle it. He's a responsible, good professional. He's able to do that. And he scores a very, very good try. You won't see a smarter try than that for a long while. Very good stuff.
Nick Cronin, the coach, will be, he doesn't look too happy, but I'm sure he'll be smiling inwardly at the way his side has started. Mann yet to put any points on the board with his kicking. Certainly he was involved in that try right up to his bootlaces, and now he adds the extras. So this is a pretty healthy scoreline from a Parramatta point of view. 10-0 Parramatta over Balmain. McCann with the restart for this Balmain outfit that really has a lot of work to do. And probably, Bill, the man they miss the most is the fellow we saw earlier in the day playing halfback for New Zealand.
I don't know if they miss him the most because they miss all of their test players, Bear, but they're certainly missing him. His organisation around the rucks in attack, and he'd have been back playing as a sweeper then for that chip over the top. He'd have tidied that back up, but Matt Parrish, of course, playing in the line.
And Parramatta growing in confidence. Drake is held by Edmed, 10 metres from the halfway mark. It's come back for Leichhardt, who wrong-footed Elias. And sends it straight down to Gary Jack. Now Jack gets a pass away nicely for O'Brien, but Laurie measures him up. Now here's McCann. Edmed. Balmain really need to get some points on the board. Pearce. But he's going to need a huge effort from the man of the moment, Wayne Pearce, to inspire his side to greater things. Jack, on the run around, well, he dummied to Brasher on a run around. Ended up hanging onto the football. Laurie makes the tackle. Here's Benny Elias. A little chip ahead, trying to regain it, but Greentree was first man there.
Yeah, Greentree's impressing me a hell of a lot. He's a very, very, not overawed at all. The step up in class doesn't appear to have worried him. He's doing little dashes from dummy half, and he's covering the ball. That's the second occasion he's defused a little kick through.
Here's Drake.
Can't you see this big fellow with his ball ability, with about another 2 or 3 yards of pace on him?
Yes, he's got everything else, hasn't he?
He's got the lot.
Sterling and Kenny, and then Bell. Nice step from him off the right foot. 5 tackles used up by Parramatta. Sterling, this has come down for Jack, who brings it back to the 22 before he's upended. Now O'Brien. Maguire. must go to Balmain. Goodwin was involved in it.
Yeah, Goodwin impeded Elias there. And a mandatory penalty. You can see him sitting on the ground. Well, yes, he was in the way, sitting on the ground there in the dummy half spot. And it's just not on. It's a mandatory penalty. The referees must penalise.
So they find touch right on halfway. Penalties are still even now at 4. Here's Maguire. Benny Elias from dummy half. Dummy to John Elias, who had an altercation with Greentree. Edman from a little way back, almost to the 22. It's across for Parrish and then Brasher. Caught by Johnson. Also Langford. Parrish again. The little kick ahead, but Leichhardt was there. And Leichhardt will play at about 12 or 13 out from his own line. Krenkovic reaches the 22 before Hardwick and Benny Elias put him down. Greentree. Drake again. Sterling. Bell. McCann was very quickly up to him. On the last, Mann sends it downfield to Jack on his 22. Jack brings it back before he was caught by Sterling. O'Brien will play it. Now here's Pearce. Nothing much in this handling area department. Balmain have made 6, Parramatta just 1 less. Maguire. It's with Parrish. Now John Elias. Last tackle. Benny Elias shaped a kick and then found McCann with a pass. Grant trying to get a pass back, but over the touchline it goes. Well, it must be said, Bill, that Parramatta are handling Balmain pretty easily.
What the Tigers needed to do was to dominate totally in the forwards, and they haven't been able to do that so far in this match. And, of course, we all knew that the Parramatta Black backs were going to be a little bit slick if their forwards could cut square, and that's what's happened.
Johnson will play it. Greentree's dummy half running from there. Takes it well inside Balmain's half.
Running very effectively from dummy half, one must add. I'm very impressed with this fellow. If I say it again, it'll be accused of being patrimony, but it's not.
Now Kenny looking for Laurie, but Laurie couldn't handle it.
Yeah, the State Bank replay just shows a player slightly unready or not ready for the ball coming to him. Laurie was the man on that occasion.
So this scrum is just 5 metres in the Balmain half. Work by Parrish. This is Brasher. And then McCann straight ahead. Jack was following him through. Jack's over the halfway mark. Caught by Krenkovic, who read the play smartly. McCann from dummy half. Oh, he's making easy ground. Now Balmain on a bit of a roll. It's with Parrish. It's with Hardwick. Just outside the 22. Gary Jack is down in back play, receiving attention. John Elias puts it down. Gary Jack is in trouble. The trainer frantically working on the knee area. So they were a man short. Jackson will play it just outside the 22. There's no one deep there for Balmain. Pearce has realised it and dropped back. Now he's sending McGarry back. Jack is up and hobbling quite noticeably as Drake brings it straight up. And managed to get the pass away for Kenny. Now it's with Goodwin. Jackson is dummy half. Not a great pass. Langford has it away for Sterling. And then for Laurie. Laurie straight through the gap. Looks for support, looking for his winger. Over it comes for Krenkovic. Krenkovic slipping as he looked for a support player back inside.
Yeah, great pity he slipped there. There's an opportunity back on the inside.
Bell with a little kick ahead on the last tackle. It's been cleaned up, though, by John Elias. Gary Jack, who is not quite back to his normal run. He's still limping badly. This has been raked back and picked up by Parrish, but Balmain will get the penalty.
Elias finds touch with the kick, and it's not a bad one. Taking play to within about 7 metres of the halfway line. With about 4 minutes, 17 seconds. Balmain need desperately to get on the board, but they're not playing with any great authority at the moment. There's 10-0 the score. That's not a scoreline that will please this large crowd. Maguire plays it. Brasher on the Pearce. Pearce goes straight and hard. He only knows the one way. Straight up and down. Brasher out to Parrish. The run around to Brasher. The pass. The tackle from Johnson, which was unsuccessful, but put him off balance. Parrish, Edmed, little dummy on the outside. That's a fairly high tackle there from Greentree. Last tackle. Elias. Kick through. Be cleaned up by Leichhardt very well. Whether he can make ground's another matter. Well, he does make ground. He's run out of a boot. He's left the boot about 7 metres behind him. Sterling, Krenkovic coming from his wing right across field. And Jackson on the outside, couldn't get the pass away. They're 10 metres now from the Parramatta line. Marr. Parramatta wings, both of them come in field in alternate situations and take the load off their forwards. Greentree. There's the big fellow Langford coming on the charge. He's been wearing that strapping around his left thigh for some months. The kick downfield by Sterling takes play up to the Balmain quarter. Very good kick. See it again on the State Bank replay. Very nice. Low trajectory. The second bounce over the sideline. Now you can see Sterling saying a few words to his team. What he's saying at the moment is, don't let them score in this period of time up to half-time. About 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Balmain scrum win. Brasher. Tackled on the quarter line. O'Brien comes to dummy half, runs, only makes about 5 metres. Now Elias is there. On to Pearce. Pearce toughing it out, getting the hard yards. Elias, the crowd getting a little bit restive, I must say, because they come down here with all the emotion of the Pearce retirement at the end of this season. Last appearance on the ground, as we've already seen. There's Elias with a kick through. Well, it's cleaned up there. Well, yes, indeed, cleaned up beautifully. It's Bell on the sprint there, coming away, and he gets down towards the Balmain quarter line there. Only Grant's tackle was the one that saved the day. Putting him through the gap there was Sterling. Johnson came hard on the burst. Takes play to within about 13 metres of the line. Balmain under pressure now in the dying moments of this first half. Good one on the charge. Gee whiz, he nearly made it. He's only 1.5 metres short. That was a great charge from him. Sterling, the dummy. Can't get there, still a foot short. Gets up, plays it. Greentree, Leichhardt. Running crossfield, crab-wise. The last tackle coming up now, so Balmain will have to watch the little grubber-type kick through. There it is. Oh, well taken. No, it's not taken. 6 to go, says the referee. I think it was Pearce there. Krenkovic coming from the left wing. He's now appeared on the right wing. Marn is at dummy half. On to Drake. Drake goes across field, still steaming slowly forward. He's had that little bit of pace that I've been talking about. He might crack the defence occasionally like that. Sterling, quick hands, beautifully to Kenny. A long cut-out pass. Oh, just out of reach of Bell. And there's an opportunity he's gone begging. There it is on the straight bank replay. Now look at the long pass from Kenny. He just manages to touch it. There's the half-time hooter. So at half-time, we've had a very impressive performance by the Parramatta side in the first 40 minutes, and they lead Balmain by 10 points.
Last weekend's test match in Wellington between New Zealand and Australia, where the Kiwis offered their guests a traditional welcome.
And while all that's been happening, the Australians have been down the other end. Robin Whitfield, the referee for this afternoon's match. Langer. Meninga. Got a lovely ball to Belcher. Belcher racing for the line. Belcher on the inside finds Langer, and Langer will score. Great football, Australia. And Australia lead by 4 points to 0. Kiwis can hang on. They've got a great chance to cause an upset. Langer, the little grubber kick. It came off the Kiwis' legs, and now a little bit of soccer. It was Walters who kicked it through. Langer getting back, but Parramatta beats him to it, and play will restart with the line dropout.
Kerrod Walters had to throw a long pass for Langer to find support. Now Langer for Kerrod Walters. Someone's got to run. Roach decides to charge ahead and strongly. Vital time for both sides. Langer, switch of play. The long ball is what's required. Meninga, Shearer. Flicks it back for McGaw to score. Gary Freeman was there, but he had Meninga and McGaw between him. McGaw caught it, and the line just opened up. They were desperate for this try, and it has come just when they needed it. These sort of conditions must be making it difficult for Steve Roach, who made that tackle, making his return to football in this test. Here comes a bomb for Belcher. They leave it. Try to New Zealand. Belcher and Meninga, teammates.
As Belcher being helped by Brian Hollis in the field, but he looks a lot better than what he did originally. And Walters floats it over the top. Hancock racing away. Hancock will bring the ball around and dives and scores the try just to the left of the uprights. Australia 16, New Zealand 4. Bella. Hasler. The defence was up too quick to keep the ball moving, and now Roberts got it away to Mackay, and Mackay's in for his 4th test match try. 3 against France and now 1 against New Zealand as Australia lead 22 points to 6. Doesn't look well at all. Hasler. Daly. The long pass comes to Meninga. Meninga on his own. The flick pass back on the inside. Beautifully half-volleyed again by Eddinghausen. As the siren goes. And Australia has taken this one-off test match against New Zealand. And Freeman and Serin and Balmain teammates embrace each other. And that's what Trans-Tasman sportsmanship's all about. Australia winning the match by 24 points to 6.
Yeah, I thought the effort was pretty good. You know, our defence was probably the key to our game today. We made a lot of mistakes and gave away a few silly penalties in the second half, but I was pretty pleased with the guys' defence. We hung in there and we scored some good tries.
Cautionary X-ray of your neck.
Well, I didn't hear any cracking or anything when I hurt my neck, so, you know, I felt all along that there was no problem. It's always a little bit of a worry, but, you know, after I got examined after the game by Nathan, he seemed to think there was no problem. I had, you know, pretty good movement in my neck and no clicking or anything. So all along I thought it was okay, but I suppose, you know, you have to wait until you actually get the X-rays in your hand or see them up on the screen to know that you're all right.
So, despite the injuries, the Australians too in good heart for their British tour. Don't forget, you can see every match of the Kangaroos' visit to these shores right here on the Sport.
On for the second half. Balmain fans hoping for better things. Check the first half tackle count. Balmain made 105 tackles. Maguire showed the way there, while Parramatta had 98 and Laurie was the best of them. Parramatta surrendering possession early on. This is a golden opportunity for Balmain to strike back early. That pass looked suspiciously forward to McFarlane. Got away with it. About 18 metres away from the Parramatta line. Hardwick runs into a brick wall. Warren Ryan, no doubt, has stirred this Balmain side into into some better things in the second half. Pearce has caught 15 out for Maguire. Bang, down he goes.
See, Elias had no runners there. He had to look. He had to dummy one way and go the other. There's a penalty that'll get them something, hopefully.
Yeah, Johnson lying down. Elias knew it. He just let the ball hit him. So at least an early opportunity for Balmain. Well, they're going to go. They're not going to go for the goal.
That's the wrong decision in my view. You take points when they're on offer. That's been a rule in rugby league for as long as I can remember, and there's nothing I've ever seen in any ensuing season to make it different.
They very nearly spilled it on the first tackle. Brasher has crashed to the ground. Interesting call. Here's Pearce. 15 metres out. McFarlane can't find a way through, but he's only 8 metres short. Benny Elias for Maguire. The run around with Elias. Elias flicked it back inside for Brasher. Brasher scores. Brasher is in for the Tigers, which I suppose makes the decision to not take the shot for goal a little more palatable to the Tigers fans.
Well, it may make it more palatable. It doesn't make it right, but we'll see the way it worked. It was Maguire back to Elias and then a flick pass back inside to Brasher. Now, Brasher's got the pace and he's close enough to be able to take the Leichhardt tackle and go over. Elias, Maguire, the run around, the flick pass back on the inside. There it was, smartly done, clever. Needed a little bit of subtlety by the Balmain players, and that's the try. Now see it again from ground level. Away she goes, out to the right goes Elias, and then he flicks the ball back inside behind him. And Brasher's strong enough and quick enough and had only a short distance to travel. He's able to get there. Now that should inspire them to carry on with this, because they needed a little bit of subtlety. They needed a little bit of something cleverer than's been going on. It's been pretty pedestrian stuff from Balmain.
It's wide. Can't have the extras. So Parramatta hang on to this lead, but it's now 10-4. Mann with the restart for Parramatta after a great start by the Tigers for this second half. It's down for Gary Jack. Mann takes him. Laurie was in there to assist. John Elias. Now the Balmain fans start to come alive after that try. Elias along the ground and knocked on.
Yes, the referee saw it. I thought he might have been behind a player there and missed it, but there was quite clearly a little tiny knock on there.
Oh, what pressure for the Tigers. Sterling with a scrum feed. Look for Bell. Bell's lost it behind him though. Fallen on by Sterling. Knocked back, said McCallum. That's a good call. Out for Kenny. Kenny, ankle tapped. 5 metres short of the line. Jackson from dummy half. About a metre short. Johnson from dummy half. So close to the line. Greentree's in there now. Will he go on his own? No. Away it comes for Kenny. Now it's for Sterling. Sterling found Laurie. Inside for Bell. Bell to Mann. Mann's in the corner.
Beautiful stuff by Parramatta. They really flicked the ball along the line there. That was clever stuff. See it again on the State Bank replay. It's a very good-looking bit of football. The pass went to Kenny. Kenny had to give it away to Sterling quickly and pointing backwards. There was the pass back on the inside to Bell. Bell goes well and then offloaded back to McMahon, the wing three-quarter standing out wide. All right, we'll see it again. Kenny had to, as he wouldn't want to do, had to turn his back to give the pass because the ball came from behind him. There was Bell, and away it went out to Mann, and Mann in to score. Well, I'm not going to say a finishing try because it's too early in the day, but that's 14-4 with a kick at goal to come. It certainly makes Balmain's job very, very difficult.
Only 1 from 3 today for Scotty Mann. About 1.5 metres in from touch. That's a horror. Just an awful kick. Nowhere near the post, but it's still a handy lead. 14-4, Parramatta over Balmain. The restart from the Tigers. Mann really had to stretch to pull that ball in, and gets driven back with some solid defence. It's 10 metres away from the Parramatta line. Goodman plays it. This is Laurie. Greentree. Well, Bill Anderson, was that Balmain revival short-lived?
Well, they were doing things pretty well, I thought. They were playing the ball a lot quicker than they were in the first half. They were hitting the advantage line and getting to their feet. But the big problem they're having, Ian, is their defensive line. They are missing tackles at marker. The marker defence has fallen away totally, and they are not regrouping quickly enough in defence. And Parramatta, they're just chopping them to pieces out wide.
The disturbing thing from a Balmain point of view is if they were to lose this game today, they would drop back equal with Manly, and they have to face Newcastle next week at Newcastle, who are just 2 points behind them.
Yeah, I would like to have to take on Newcastle up at the Newcastle International Sports Centre, particularly when they need 2 points themselves as well.
So the scene is set for a real thrilling finish to the season. That's not writing Balmain off from this game, of course. Still a long way to go.
Well, that's the second ineffective kick that Benny Elias has put in the last 2 or 3 minutes. He kicked for the line there. The ball went gently off his foot and didn't go anywhere. The opposition got it back straight away. They need to do those sort of things a lot better. When he kicks for the line, it's got to find the line.
Here's Johnson going through some pretty flimsy defence to get to halfway. Player hasn't moved. Hardwick has not moved after trying to make that tackle. Jackson quickly hit. He's flat out. He's in Disneyland. Goodwin. They've immediately called for the doctor out back there for Hardwick. And if they're really concerned, they'll let McCallum know, who will probably help play. They've turned Hardwick on his side. That kick is back in the in goal and will roll dead. Now McCallum will call a halt and come back and see the problem with Hardwick, calling for a stretcher and showing a little concern.
Yes, well, I didn't see anything in the preceding play, but no doubt we'll be able to have a look at it on the replay here. Now, here he is, Hardwick coming in, and it's a head clash. Yeah, the Johnson's head came in contact with Hardwick. Hardwick's down, and as you said, completely out to it. He's not really moved, and there he goes down. Johnson's head was the damaging agent, obviously not deliberate, just an accidental head clash, which will be absolutely no, shall we say, what shall we say, not a thing that Hardwick would know anything about at the moment.
Well, Kevin Hardwick, they turned him on his side. As soon as the doctor got out there, he rolled him over on his side, and he hasn't moved from that position.
Well, that's to the tongue. In the effect, in the instance that they might swallow their tongue. They've checked his mouth. They've confirmed the fact that his tongue's not been swallowed, but they don't want it to go back into his head. So on the side and head down slightly.
Bill, what's the story down there?
Well, it's not a good situation, is it? But it's not as bad as it might look. Hardwick is actually talking. He didn't want to come off the field because this may well be his last game at Leichhardt too, and he wanted to see it out, and this is possibly his last match, but he's had to come from the field. He's very severely cussed, and David Brooks in 23 has gone on.
Okay, well, that's a relief to hear that at least he's talking. Now, here's Elias trying to get the pass away to Brasher. Parrish. McFarlane, the pass going astray. Bell's been able to pick it up for Parramatta. Now Langford. 14-4. Parramatta 10-point break. That was touched in the play the ball by Elias, so the tackle count restarts. Here's Goodwin. Now it's with Sterling. Cross for Kenny, then for Bell. Disputed possession. Balmain claiming they have it. Referee McCallum ruling that they don't. Sterling sends Jack back to his in goal. Parramatta chasers are there. Kenny and Sterling combining to bring him down. Now it's with O'Brien. And Balmain try to find a way through this Parramatta defence. Here's Brooks. Parrish, Maguire. John Elias was a dummy half and wasn't looking. The ball went through his legs. And Parramatta have come up with possession once again.
Yeah, well, they're just throwing the game away at the moment, the Balmain side. There are players just not looking committed when they go into a tackle with the possession. They're just letting the ball be stripped off them. It's happened 2 or 3 times.
Sterling out for Langford. Sterling again. Not a great pass. It went past Mark Laurie before Krenkovic was able to fall on it. Kick ahead from Bell, taken though by McGarry. Now it's out for Brasher. Elias. McFarlane is just 30 metres away from their own line. Benny Elias from dummy half. 10 metres from halfway now. Parrish looking for someone to pass to, and they were a mile away, but he's still able to make some inroads himself. Now it's come back for Brasher. That's better stuff, although it started from a horrible piece of play. Parrish again. Brooks. Brooks gets it away. Oh, bang goes McCann. Big run from him. Last tackle signalled against Balmain. They're inside the corner, but it's a penalty to the Tigers. Well, they're going to have a discussion.
Well, this is a different set of circumstances here. The score is widened. There's a 10-point difference. The kick is not a simple one. It's around 4 or 5 metres from the line. They go for the try. They don't go for goal.
Elias for Parrish. Brasher is only 10 metres out. Now it's across for Pearce. Pearce caught by Sterling. The two great competitors come together. Now McFarlane. Back it comes for Maguire. Inside pass for Benny Elias. His pass has gone astray, picked up by Gary Jack. Pops it to McCann. McCann's given it to O'Brien. That's a Balmain try. The Tiger fans come alive as the Balmain side strikes back.
Yes, indeed, and what a try. That was a very good try. Just a lot of guts and determination. Now, Elias got it away out there to Maguire. Maguire stands in the tackle, gets the pass back on the inside to Elias again. Elias throws a careless pass. It's picked up on the bounce by Jack. Jack lobs it to move to McCann. McCann fights his arms free, although he was held, and gets it onto O'Brien, and O'Brien's in for a try. That's the way it came out. Now, Elias again, away to Maguire, straight and hard, gets the pass back to Elias on the wraparound. He gets a really careless pass away along the ground to Jack. Jack lobs one, which looked as though it was touched in flight, down to McCann. McCann back on the inside to O'Brien, and O'Brien goes in for a very, very critical try.
Well, McCann, as you saw, hasn't kicked one yet. What can he do with this one? This looks pretty good. It's there. The Tigers are on the way back. It's Parramatta 14 and Balmain 10. The Balmain fans start their chant. Tiger. 4 points of difference. And we're set for a thriller in the final 20 minutes or so of this football game. McGarry, 10 metres out from his own line. McFarlane. Here comes Brooks. Parrish for Brasher. Got past Kenny, but not Laurie. Now Benny Elias. Finally able to link up with McGarry with some room to move. Gary Jack's with him inside for Gary Jack. And Jack is caught from behind. 32 metres out. That was Jason Bell's tackle.
They've got to run it.
Parrish to McFarlane. McFarlane has got some room to move. Looking for the support. He's inside. The float pass out for O'Brien. O'Brien is over the touchline.
Marvellous football. Absolutely marvellous. They had to run it. It was the sixth tackle. It was the only option they had. There was a long pass out there from McFarlane, who ran beautifully out to O'Brien. He's pushed into touch only about 2 metres from the goal line. So it's a turnover. Parramatta back in possession. And they're starting to show a little sign of strain.
Not surprising as the Balmain side really start to come back. In back play, David Brooks, who came on as a replacement, is down injured. And Parramatta surrender possession. Balmain can't capitalise. What's the change, Bill?
It's Craig Sloane in 26, and I dare say this is just about his first shot in the top grade.
So Brooks comes from the field, holding his ribs. Balmain scrum win. Here's Brasher. Brasher trying to get around the outside of the defence. Just inside the 22. John Elias. Bumps off 2 defenders. Got it back for O'Brien. He's pulled down 12 metres out from the Parramatta line. The Tigers really coming back strongly. Wayne Pearce tries to belt his way through the defence. 6 metres short. Parrish. Maguire. Parrish. Parrish swivels out of one tackle. Pull down 5 metres short. Across for McFarlane. Steps off the right foot. It comes back for Sloane, the youngster, put the football down.
You won't be happy with that bit of form, but unfortunately that's the sort of thing that can happen with a replacement coming on, particularly if he's a very inexperienced one. So hyped up and so much adrenaline flow that his hands won't work.
Now it's Parramatta who have to do some regrouping as they try to get out of this danger area. And Pearce pulls off one of his classic hits. It's Parramatta under tremendous pressure. Elias is another passenger in the Balmain side at the moment. He took a heavy knock. He's not well as Drake fights his way towards the quarter line. Danny Elias dropping back as this kick on the last goes straight to Gary Jack. And Jimmy Jack picks it up. Brings it back strongly. The crowd is really on its feet. Parrish selects Grant. Comes back for Brasher. Trying to thread his way through. 32 metres short. Parrish for Maguire. The Tigers are certainly showing a lot more flair and enterprise now in the second half. And they've been aided by a glut of possession right on the Parramatta 22. Here's Pearce. Good one underneath him. Last tackle. Parrish puts this high in the air. McGarry tries to take it. Can't. It'll be a knock-on, I think. And another Parramatta Balmain change, Bill.
Michael Moss is the reserve grade fullbacks going on. Benny Elias comes from the field, and I've got another one for you. Peter Wynn in 52 will be going on. Matt Goodwin, the man to come off. Changes coming thick and fast, Bear.
They certainly are. Well, you've got to say that Parramatta is playing in this second half like Balmain did in the first half.
That's about the size of it.
Moss feeds it. Moss has it at the scrum base. Now here comes John Elias, caught by Wynn. Playing this game as if it was a grand final. Maguire barges his way ahead, 15 metres away from the Parramatta line. McFarlane dummy half to pressure to Junior Pearce. 10 metres short of the line. Across for Parrish. Greentree has him. Desperation defence from Parramatta. Now it's with Brasher. They're going to bomb. Up it goes. Up goes Mann. Can't take it. Jackson has it for Parramatta. Now Sterling's lost it behind him. Mann is able to pick it up. The action coming thick and fast, and what pressure Parramatta have been under.
Yes, they'd be entitled to fold. I don't think they will in terms of packing it in. I think they're got their little skipper out there, Sterling, who knows all about these sort of pressure situations. But certainly the Balmain side have absolutely come alive in the last 20 minutes.
Now Parramatta at 30 metres out from their own line. Sterling's given it back to Leichhardt. A kick and chase in the end. McGarry's back there to clean it up for the Tigers, and Leichhardt cleans him up. Jack from dummy half. Here they come again, the Tigers. Oh, beautiful tackle from Kenny. Sloan. His first game in the top grade. What pressure. What a pressure game for him to come into. Moss is wrapped up by Wynn. Now McFarlane. Parrish. Brasher. The little kick ahead. Leichhardt is back there for the Eels. Right on the 22. Krankovic. Now here's Drake. Peter Wynn.
He's become almost a professional substitute in the last season, hasn't he?
Towards the halfway as we see another Parramatta change getting set, Bill.
It'll be Langford coming off. Gavin Katanak in 21 takes his spot.
Let's get out of here, and it's a great kick. So this scrum will go down as a touch judge on, I think, just to report that change. Indeed it is. Langford comes from the field, Katanak goes in. So this scrum is only 10 metres out from the Balmain line. 4 points in it. Parramatta clinging to this lead. Moss from dummy half. Or from the scrum base, I should say. Now here's Pearce.
Well, again, I wouldn't waste any time getting down the other end of the field. They're playing it at the wrong end. I would get their kicking game involved fairly smartly, and I would get the ball out of this quarter because it's no good for them there.
Pearce is right on the quarter. Maguire caught by Johnson. Parrish. Straight up in the air.
Yeah, that was a move that was obviously on with Gary Jack. He told the support player that you put a little kick over and I'll go through after it. Well, it didn't work out. It went too high.
Wynn plays it for Johnson. Gets to the quarter line. Sterling, Drake, Laurie. Back for Sterling. Now for Leichhardt. Leichhardt links up with Mann. A little goose step from Mann. 11 metres away from the Balmain line. Leichhardt, Sterling. Drake puts it down. Sloan will come up with it for the Tigers. John Elias. O'Brien in the clear. Leichhardt gets him. Mark came back to assist. Here they come again, the Tigers. McFarlane to Parrish. Parrish almost to the halfway mark. Gets pushed back a metre or so now. Penalty to the Balmain side.
That's exactly what they needed at the moment, the Balmain team. They've got to go down into Parramatta's area. And hopefully the Parramatta side's mistake rate is lifted. Hopefully from Balmain's point of view, they can force an error.
Now Parrish with the restart. You can see the shadows and the sun really starting to play havoc with the television cameras. The grandstand shadow has gone almost across the field, but not quite. The Tigers, with Maguire playing the football. It was a messy play of the ball, but he got away with it. Brasher through the dummy and gets almost to the quarter line. Parrish's dummy half for Elias. Right on the 22, Elias will play the football for McCann to Parrish to Pearce. Greentree rides him into the ground. Last tackle signalled against the Tigers. Brasher harassed by Sterling, but still got the kick in. McGarry almost took it for Balmain. It's still alive, hasn't gone out. McCallum. Oh no, he called a halt.
Yeah, the referee having a bit of fun there. I think he's even got a smile on his face. The pass came back into him, and he actually moved and took it and waved the Balmain players back. The penalty went to Parramatta. Only 5 minutes 51 seconds now to go. This massive crowd haven't really moved, or that many of them haven't gone out. I think they're hoping for the impossible, the win by Balmain.
4 points in it. Parramatta have really clung to this lead under enormous pressure from the Balmain side. Johnson. Parramatta have had something of a history this year of establishing a lead and having it put under pressure in the last 20 minutes or so. I recall that game against Brisbane where they had a healthy lead and were beaten. And Newcastle, of course, managed to snatch a draw from a similar situation. Sterling. Great kick, Sterling.
Yes, he's turned him around time and time again, hasn't he? He's an astonishing little player. He hasn't absolutely commanded this game, but he's played very, very well. He's had a particularly strong game without being absolutely dominant. I've never seen him play a bad game. 4 minutes to go. Scrum going down, only about 10 metres out from the line. Moss defeated. The referee's had a good look, and he's got the ball in. With Brasher going cross field again. I repeat, with this little time at their disposal, it's no use trying to play at this end of the field, as far as I'm concerned. There's got to be a kick of some description put in here, probably with the objective of achieving the ball coming back to them. There's O'Brien. He's been put in the clear. Magnificent tackle from Mann. Doesn't get him over the sideline. Elias goes to dummy half. He's tackled. Gets a pass away to Maguire. Maguire flings it back inside to McFarlane. McFarlane carrying it in one hand. Away to Brasher. Brasher back to McFarlane. McFarlane gets a long pass out to Gary Jack. They're moving it to the right. It's gone out to McCann. McCann out to Grant. Back on the inside to McGarry. There's the pass being thrown along the ground. Moss scoops it up. He evades one tackle, going strongly. Gets up to within 10 metres of the quarter line. This Balmain side are never licked until it's all over. There's Parrish surging ahead. Gets a long basketball pass away to Pearce. They're moving it out wide now. Brasher accelerates. Can't get through the tackle there. Cadillac came at him strongly. Gary Jackson, dummy half. Jack elects to go to the blind side. Gives it out to McCann. McCann strongly gets a pass back on the inside to number 26, Sloan. Sloan away to McFarlane. McFarlane stepping. Tackle comes down under the two defenders there. Parrish. Oh, he's lost the football. It's been fallen on there by number 10, Greg Drake, who actually had it under his arm and didn't know it. Catanak coming away with a strong run. About only a couple of minutes to go in this match. 2.5 minutes. Can Balmain pull this game out of the fire, or the Parramatta side going to hang on for what will be one of the major upsets of the rugby league competition? Mann comes away with a stuttering run from dummy half, only sideways, like a crab-like run, but it's a small gain now. Leichhardt evades a couple of defenders, still going, bouncing off players, gets to within 8 metres of the halfway line. Strong run, he's played very well tonight. Mann and dummy half are back to Sterling. Sterling kicks downfield, not mucking around. He knows the way to play the game. Jack's fielded it on the quarter. He comes back in a big swerving run now, tries to get through the defence, can't do it. He's buried about 5 metres out from the quarter line. Brasher, minute and a half to go. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen pretty smartly. It's almost, I find it almost impossible to believe that they can be beaten, Balmain, on their home ground in front of such a crowd. But you've got to take your hat off the Parramatta side. They've done well. Now they're spinning the ball. Elias kicks the ball straight ahead. I think it's just given it back to Leichhardt. Oh, he did marvellously well there. Oh, yes, look at the... Can we see that again on the replay? That was absolutely marvellous. Look at the way he scooped that ball in one-handed with all the Balmain forwards pouring down on him. He's slightly hurt. Oh, yes, indeed. Jason Bill takes it up to the halfway line. He's got a cramp. Or is he just taking a few seconds off the playing time? Krankovic runs from dummy half. They're nothing to play for now, Parramatta. There's no reason for them to throw the football around. They've done it very hard for 80 minutes, or 79.5 minutes. And the last tackle coming up right now. Up to Sterling. Sterling kicks. Finds touch beautifully, only a couple of metres from the corner post. He's been like an orchestra leader the way he's run this game. There's the State Bank replay. Look at the kick, just beautiful. Taking the play into right deep into Balmain's territory. Oh, well, we're into injury time now. Now, can Balmain win the scrum? Yes, they can. Moss has got it. Go to Brasher. They're going to run it. Jack's tackled about 5 metres out from his line and put down fairly hard. Wynn was the tackler. McCann trying to bulldoze his way through a couple of players. I would have thought ball movement was the way to go. McFarlane. Very strong play by the Parramatta side. They've stripped the ball from him. Got it out to Sterling. Sterling's moving it wide. He's moved it out there to Kenny. Kenny Props comes back on the inside. Only about 8 metres out from the line. I think that's it. The hoot has gone. Nobody could hear it. There was so much noise going on here. So there it was. Wayne Pearce, unfortunately for him and for the Balmain club, has not been able to come up with a win because of his retirement and his last match on this ground ever. Sterling gives him a congratulations hug. But really a sterling performance by the Parramatta side, who played admirably today. Absolutely marvellous football. So the scoring went this way. For the Balmain side, they're 10 points. Brasher and O'Brien. McCann, 1 goal. Parramatta, 3 tries to 2. All good ones. Laurie, Leichhardt and Mann. And Mann, 1 goal. So 14 points to 10.
So a good win for Parramatta, beating not only the opposition but also the emotions of Wayne Pearce's big day. Here now, the rest of the results from round 21 of the Winfield Cup. A good win for Brisbane. Manly looked to have timed the run well. St George, top scorers of the round. Canberra beat Gold Coast. Parramatta, as we've seen. Penrith have come with the run. Canterbury and Illawarra content with mid-table positions. The Premiership table now looks like this. Canberra, Brisbane, Penrith, all in the playoffs. And next week, you'll be able to see the Balmain Newcastle clash here on the Sports Channel next Friday, same time, 2 o'clock. But now, this week, we leave you with one of the greatest servants Australian Rugby League's ever seen, Wayne Pearce. Goodbye from us all here.